Everyone's still bearish, and I don't know why, but let's talk about it here real quick. Now, at StatsEdge Trading, we are systems traders. So we have systems that I have back tested. We have 25 years of data for those. You can learn more about all of that at StatsEdgeTrading.com. You can sign up for, to get access to all of these systems for kind of one price. You can sign up for the free courses as well. But we just trade the systems as they come out. However, there's some times where we might want to be overweight certain systems or underweight certain systems. That's what I do personally. Again, the symbols, the ideas will be given to all pro members. But for me, if I think the market's going to be choppy, I may take less of the trend following systems. I may take more of the mean reversion or things like that. If I think the market's going to be a ripper, I might be a little bit more invested in a little bit less trading. Now, the reason I say that is because the most interesting chart of the week to me is that the fact that everyone's bearish, and I think that could propel us much higher. So first of all, what is the AAII investor sentiment data for those who don't know? It's essentially just a survey that's done and say, hey, what each week, and what do you think the market's going to do in the next 6 months? And in this case, very bearish. Right? The historical average is 31% bearish. We're now 49% bearish as the last measurement. More will come out soon. And when they are bearish and the market's moving higher, I think that is a great chance to propel us even higher. And you can see some of the example here, right? They got very bearish right in this area right here before this massive move higher. They were bearish at the bottom of the market here. They were bearish at the bottom of the market way back here in 2020. And that propelled us higher. They stayed bearish for way too long. And I kind of see the same thing happening here where not only, yes, they were, so the higher this blue line is, the more bearish that sentiment data is. And yes, very bearish as we kind of sold off in this zone. But that kind of makes sense. The world was collapsing with tariffs and all that. So sure, you can be bearish there. But they've, never recovered back to these levels where only 20 or so percent were bearish. So they never got back on the bull camp ever. And they're getting more bearish as the market is rising. So why do I think that could propel us higher? Well, if you are a large institution and you have been bearish this whole time, you have probably not been fully invested at the same time that you're bearish. It's possible, but probably not. And we see that in the positioning data that I've talked about in this channel as well. Now, if I am managing someone's money and I have been bearish the whole time, I've been like hedging or maybe a little bit underinvested, I have a lot of cash, whatever it is, I've likely just been underperforming the market. So what will happen is investors will come to me and say, yeah, but I just had golf over there with George, and George's fund manager is outperforming the market because he's been bullish. Why are you bearish? And I'm going to move my money over to George's guy. That will cause either funds to blow up who have been underinvested, or it will also cause a kind of a catch-up trade. And these catch-up trades happen when these guys feel a desperate need in order to buy stocks. They have to, or they're going to lose their clients because the market's going up every day. And I am underinvested, and I have to report to them, yeah, we made 10% this year, but the market made 30. Well, what am I paying you for, right? I just invest in the market. So this kind of scenario, to me, is a perfect scenario for forced buying, either from shorts covering or from just longs that are under investors getting in. That can cause us to propel much higher for much longer. Again, we saw the same thing. I think 2020 is a great example here where they were very, very bearish even as the market was making new all-time highs. And then we had 2021 kind of happen after that as people felt the need to catch up. If that occurs, then this is going to be an environment for buying using our breakout system or our investment systems that you can all see here. If the market is going to enter a chop zone, which seasonally we think we could, then I'm going to switch over to mean reversion systems and pullback systems. So what I'm looking for to potentially see that if this trade is unwinding is two things. One, the positioning data that I've been talking about all the time to kind of return to normal levels. And two, people to get bullish again. So this comes out at the end of every week, so you can pay attention to it. You can go to just their website and look at it, or I can update you guys. If you're interested in that, some sort of positioning sentiment update weekly, let me know. I could just make a weekly video about it, explain to you guys, comment there down there in the description below. When these numbers normalize, that would mean that potentially we're getting to that high. So if we start to see this come down, only 20% of people are bearish, well, then that trade might be off. The same way if we see a positioning unwind, that trade might be off as well. So just a way I think of not only just technical analysis, not just drawing squiggly lines on a chart. It is kind of looking at what is happening when it comes to position and sentiment and trend and all of that. And we're seeing an uptrend with bearish sentiment. To me, that is quite a bit of potential power for a move higher. So if you're interested in more of this content, again, make sure you go to StatsEdgeTrading.com. You can sign up for the free courses we have there. That will get you on the email list so I can contact you guys directly. If you're not, and you're floundering, if you're not making money in this market, consider signing up for StatsEdge Pro. Again, at least you will have a systematic approach to investing and a systematic approach to swing trading and day trading. Again, make sure that is going to definitely help you, right? It's not like it's some magic system that you're going to print money every day or anything, but you will have a systems approach to doing things, and that helps out so many traders. It's unbelievable. So again, all of that is found over at StatsEdgeTrading.com. And until then, I'll talk to you soon.